What is going on? And welcome to the OnePride Podcast, man. We talking all things Detroit Lions, and we got a good show for you tonight. We got a packed house with the fellas of ISN. We had one drop out at the last minute, but that's okay because we have a fun one for you tonight. And let's just go ahead and introduce the folks in the panel. We're going to start with Mark Oram from Orem's Forum. What's going on, Mark? And we can't hear Mark, so we're just going to go ahead and jump to Troxel Sports Talk. What's going on, Trox?
What's going on, everybody? Woo! How aren't you hyped from that intro?
That intro is absolutely fun, and I appreciate it. Hey, and we also got Antonio Hightower. What's going on, Antonio Hightower?
Oh, yeah, what's up, guys? Great to be on here with you guys today.
Yeah, he's absolutely got a stunning intro when he talks, man. It's a different level of insane, but, hey, we're here, and we're ready to go. Folks, before we get into the main things of this bad boy, let's give a shout-out to everybody in the building. We got Antonio Jenkins, Vash Starwin. What's going on, Vash? We got SportsCon 89. Welcome, Michael Robinson, Andrew Lunsford, Alan Dana, Anthony Leroy, Randy Daniels, Gonzalez Del Val, Sam Rosetto, Anthony, again, Tim Monroe, Big West Conniving, Big D73, Michael Peters, Detroit Rage, and Jenkins is laughing his tail off. Mark, are you good to go yet?
I should be good now. Am I
yes,
good?
he is. He's absolutely good
Yes,
to go.
sir.
So, Mark, what do you got to say, man, while we do this? I'll do you another intro.
Woo. Man, that intro was fire, Mike. That had me fired up, man. Let's go. Let's talk some OPP. Let's talk football today, baby.
Hey, trying to give you guys the new fire, the new look. Every time a new day passes, we get in there and we build this bad boy up because we're getting close to training camp. We're getting close to game day, and I'm getting psyched, hyped, and I'm locked, man. Motor City Podcast, what's going on? TA Noble Sports. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. Let's go ahead and talk about a little bit of business here. Troxel Sports Talk. Yeah, this may be a little bit of rehash, but I want to rehash it. Jared Gofff, number 26th ranked quarterback. Matthew Stafford, ranked 6th quarterback. What do you feel about this, Trox?
Well, the things that make you say, Why do I say that? Well, let's just say this. Okay. He was not a top 10 quarterback in Detroit. He was the worst thing that ever happened to the NFL. He leaves Detroit, and now he's ranked 6th. And a guy that went to a Super Bowl. Not even our former guy was able to say that. Not even Barry Sanders was able to say something like that. But that guy, number 16, my quarterback, he's going to be ranked almost dead last. The things that make you say,
Yeah, man, folks, make sure you hit that like on that like button there. We got 35 in the building, and we only got 18 likes. The more likes you get, the more chance that this video and stream gets out there. And, hey, we going against the legacy media, so it's all about creaming these fools and bringing a new era to Detroit. Antonio Hightower, what do you think about these quarterback rankings, man?
Man, these people do not like Jared Gofff at all. I'm not even the biggest Jared Gofff fan. I wouldn't put him at 26, I put him like maybe around like 19 or 20, but not 26. I don't see rankings had him behind Andy Dalton. I'm like, all right, listen, we gotta calm down a little bit. Some of these QB rankings is just insanity. But I think they're just trying to be bad just to, stir up some conflict and get people talking about them. So I don't really pay no mind to them.
So he don't pay a whole lot of mind to him. What do you guys think in the comment section? Is the hate real? Randy says it is. Mark Oram, what do you think about these rankings, man?
Wow, it's silly rankings from 26 with Jared Gofff. This guy was a few years short of a Super Bowl, 26 years old. Matt Stafford, never really been a top 10 quarterback in Detroit. He might have been like 9th or 10th or something like that, maybe a couple of years ago, but at number 6 now. This all has to do with the city. This all has to do with LA and Detroit, not really the players, I wouldn't say. The situation in LA for Matt Stafford is way better than the situation for Jared Gofff is in Detroit. So I think this is more of a bash on the franchise itself, not really necessarily the player. That's how I'm kind of looking at it. There's just no respect for this organization. And to tell you the truth, we don't really deserve a lot of it, but I don't think you should really bash on the quarterbacks like this, man. Jared Gofff is not a 26th ranked quarterback, and I don't think Matt Stafford's 6. You probably put him around 10 or 12. Jared Gofff from 15 to 20, yeah, but just ridiculous rankings.
Yeah, and you got to understand, man, Mark Orem is not a big, giant fan of Jared Gofff. He wasn't wanting him, so when he says that, it actually puts a little bit more weight on there. I concur. If you look at Jared Gofff, I definitely don't believe he's a 26th ranked quarterback. I always stated, around 16, 15 to 20 in that range just seems a lot of sense to me just when you look at it. And we're just talking about the quarterback itself. We're not just talking about the individuals around them, just their skill set as well. And when it comes to Matthew Stafford, look, I don't believe he's a 6th ranked quarterback. You can put him around 10, 11, around that range, all the way up to 15, just depending on what's going on there. Just because you leave Detroit shouldn't make you a elite quarterback. And just because you to Detroit, you should definitely not be a quarterback that takes a big giant dumped on. That's not what it's about here. It's about just being honest and being fair in what it's all, being fair at the end of the day. And without doing this negative bias stuff that's going on. And we just want to make sure that we understand that the hate is real in Detroit, and that's what we're all about, is stopping this garbage. Are we the greatest team? No. That's definitely not the case. Are we a team that's going to be Super Bowl contenders right now? Definitely don't believe so. But let's be a little bit legitimate when we talk about it. Troxel Sports Talk, let's switch a little bit and talk about free agency. Richard Sherman, he got himself in a world of hurt. Issues with his girlfriend, and I know a lot of people talked about bringing Richard Sherman in. Now as a free agent, are you going to bring Richard Sherman in?
Yes. I listened to the audio track of what went on during the 911 dispatch. Dude, all he was drunk. He was, threatened to kill himself, things like that, okay. But who hasn't been able? I mean, come on. We've all had those drunk days where you're like, okay, I don't know where my head and my 2 points of contact is. I mean, we've all had those drunk days, threatening to kill ourselves and all this and all that, threatening to leave and drive while inebriated. I mean, hey, just don't mix dark liquor and clear liquor, brother. You be good. But I would still bring in Richard Sherman.
Man, I have a different opinion on that. But what do you think, Antonio Hightower, with the issues that's going on with Sherman?
I mean, I'd bring him in, Now, do I think he want to come here? Not at all. We need kind of a mentor in the secondary, especially for a guy like Okuda, who's going to make a big transition from being more of a man-heavy corner in his pretty much his entire college career, and his first year in the NFL, to more of a zone team, run a lot of quarters and stuff. I think Richard Sherman could be a good mentor for him in that transition. Now, do I think he wants to come here? No. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, Richard Sherman can still contribute to a squad. So why would he want to come here when he can just go to another team? Plus, I don't know if he really want to play the scheme, because Richard Sherman he's really played in one scheme his whole career in the NFL. He's played in that Seattle cover 3 scheme. Once he left Seattle, who came with him? His old DB coach ran the same exact defense. So I don't think he wants to come here, but if he would want to, I'd be interested in picking him up.
Folks, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Let's get the subscribes up so close to 14,000. Such a big deal. So if you were not subscribed and you watch anyways, it's free to do so. What do you think, Mark Orem from Orbs Forum? after what took place, would you take a look at him?
Hey, man, Richard Sherman needs to get himself right first before anything.
Facts.
I don't know why you're mixing Hennessy with vodka to begin with. That's pretty crazy in itself. And I think he needs to be checked out, man. I think he needs to be checked out. I know we've all made mistakes. We've all done some silly things in the past, but him like threatening to kill himself, like he said, I guess he said he would have took on the cops if they would have came. He was drunk and stuff like that. But to be honest with you, I've never really been a Richard Sherman fan to begin with. I think he's one of the most overrated quarterbacks to play the game. This is not the Legion of Boom that we have over here in Detroit. He's a guy that usually does not travel with the number one. Like, I know he's an older guy. He might come in and maybe some veteran leadership, but I don't know. I'm not taking a look at it, and I'm not sure if any other team's going to take a look at him right now. Like I said, guys make mistakes. I get it, but you know what I mean? I think he needs to get himself right before he thinks about going on to another NFL team.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. You got to get himself right. Obviously, just because you have money and fame doesn't mean you're all right in the mind. And I think he needs to sit back and get his mind right. Right. I think that would be making a lot of sense. I read an article by a individual named Jeff Risden. He was talking about how Melifonwu could potentially train for safety position. Do you think that would be a good idea, Troxel Sports Talk, Sports Fury Sports Streams, to go ahead and have Melifonwu immediately just jump in there?
Well, if my brain serves me correct,
and that's very, very not often, by the way. Just
I mean, if my brain serves me correct, okay, didn't Infinite Sports Network kind of told you guys that we could possibly see Melifonwu at safety?
And again,
I mean, hey, it is what it is. We bring the facts, not feelings, not fiction. We bring the facts.
So talk about it, man. I get it, but what would you think about Melifonwu?
Absolutely. He's tall, he's versatile. I mean, he's young, he's going to be hungry. If I have my feeling of, Tracy Walker taking that step to where he once was prior to the Boston Turds in
Every
Matt
time
Patricia.
You say that, you screw me up, man.
I mean, they are the Boston Turds. I mean, they left a turd here. And that was, the stench of, 9-7 wasn't good enough. And never even looking at 9-7. So, I mean, they laid a big turd. And, so I feel like Tracy Walker can take that next step to where he was at least in consideration for Pro Bowl talks, All-Pro talks, things of that nature. Now, do I think he can be there? I mean, I got to see it on the field. I'm going to wait and see approach. Let's see if he can get there and, let's see if he can actually make the Pro Bowl and All-Pros. But, if he can step up and you put Melifonwu with opposite of him, I mean, that's going to be a nice 1-2 punch. That's going to be a nice 1-2 punch, and it's an upgrade over Will Harris.
What's going on, Lions Rumble 81, Pride Nation? What's going on? Hey, I'm all about putting the best 11 on the field, and when I think of Will Harris, that is not an individual I think is the best 11. So as soon as we got Melifonwu, I looked at his size. Obviously, there's a little bit of hype before the NFL draft. His brother is in the league, so I would be all down for it to have this man just jump to the safety position because we need help. Time meow, and that's important. It is important to get that back end straight. That's what I want to see, but I'm just one guy. Do you guys want to see that? Let me know in the comment section why for yes and for no. And if you put that in there, I will shout you out. If you're on Twitch, if you're on Facebook, if you're on, nothing but Twitter, do @MicroMike. I will throw your comment on here live. That's what's all about, having a good time. But yes, we got Troxel Sports Talk, I swear he just said that he would do that, but who knows? Maybe it's a different one. I don't know, but I think he just stated that. But what do you think, Antonio Hightower?
I'm pretty split on this because, you know, I think, well, first and foremost, I think he kind of lacks the physicality and the instincts needed to really play safety. You're going to put him in the box because he's not really a tackler. It's not really physical. You're going to put him deep because doesn't really have all the zone instincts. He's not that great mentally right now because he was drafted for his. My thing is this. I want him to play one position right now. Make him play one position, make it very clear what his role is currently, because what he needs is to develop. That's what he needs. He needs to develop. So I don't think what we need to be doing is putting him all in these different rooms. Like, oh, you might play safety, maybe you play corner, have him learning too much. You need to let him play one position, have a set role, and develop. Because I don't think he's ready right now, right? And I think he's more of a future guy. So I think we need to prioritize his development right now. If you put him at safety, is he going to stay at safety? Because I don't want him to put him at safety this year, and then next year go like, you know what, we want to put you back at corner. Like he needs, and I'm going to say that that's not the guy you want to put in that situation. If anything, if you really want a safety, I think you would just try to hit up free agency. I mean, we already seen there's some guys out there, particular Malik Hooker, although I don't know how great he would fit in our scheme. But I'm just not with him playing safety right now. Because I think you need to commit him somewhere.
Okay. J-Rax, we will definitely get to your question here in a little bit. Once we get done with this segment, I'll come back to it. And if I forget, just repost it. So I would copy and paste. That's what happens sometimes when you got comments flowing in. You can kind of miss out. So out there, everybody, at 7:15 for sure, we're going to start the comment section. Again, if we miss out on a comment, just repost it. Mark Oram, you said maybe, because I seen you in the comment section. Talk about Melifonwu.
Yeah. I'm kind of in the same boat as Antonio. I want to see this kid develop into a corner first before we start throwing him around. I think a lot of Lions fans are excited about this kid possibly moving to that safety position because look at our safety room. It's bad. It's very bad. He's a high draft round pick. He's a high third round pick. So I think a lot of people don't want Will Harris back there. That you guys you're looking at a Jalen Elliott, a Bobby Price, Tracy Walker's a little bit of a question mark. We have seen him play good in the past, and Melifonwu, it might be a little bit tougher for him to crack at the corner position. I think he's nice insurance right now, but he's going to be behind guys like Oruwariye, Okudah, Quentin Dunbar. So I think he might. I think Lions fans are a little bit excited to go, okay, he's a third round pick. Let's throw him in that safety room and let's see what he can do. But I'm kind of like in the same boat as Antonio said. I want to see the kid develop as a corner. I don't really want to throw him around the safety room and then a cornerback room, pulling this kid all over the place, not being able to find a spot for him. So I'm kind of on the fence a little bit with it, but I guess I would be okay with it just because how bad our safety room is. Our safety room is terrible. So I don't know. Let's give it a shot, I guess.
Give it a shot. Why not give it a shot? So we're going to give this question a shot because I try to make sure we get all the questions in here. And it came from J-Rax. I want you guys to talk about the wide receivers that's on the Steelers. James Washington, he's in his last year of his contract, and he's going to be a free agent if the Lions are to trade for him. You already know where I'm going for this. We're going to Mr. Troxburg. Troxburg, where he says, "You're next." He's talking about Mike Tomlin in the playoff game because he does follow that team as well. Troxburg, what do you think about getting this wide receiver in James? Don't you even do that to me. Everybody in the comment section, do a Trox thumbs down for that. What do you think about this wide receiver?
I like him. He's not going to wow you, but he does bring some return game. He's your slot guy. And, I mean, he's kind of like a younger version of a Golden Tate. Like, Golden Tate was kind of phenomenal here, obviously with, our former quarterback. But I think, he can really form a good relationship with Jared Gofff and kind of bring a little bit of that feel of like a number 9 to Golden Tate kind of feel. And like I said, he brings some special teams ability. And, hey, our wide receiving core is
Wide receiver. We got Eric giving you the thumb down. Love it. I will shout you out if you go ahead and thumbs down for him putting that freaking towel on a Lions show. This is Detroit Lions. This is not.
Can I call a timeout?
Black and yellow. It's not the black and yellow. It's Honolulu blue. Frog crop with the many thumbs down. Love it. Absolutely. We got Go Lions from RMAC. I'm in there. Love what I'm seeing going on here, folks. Here in about 20 minutes, you guys are going to go ahead and be able to run the show. You'll be putting your questions in as hashtag Lions, hashtag thumbs down Troc Sports Talk. Anything you want to do a hashtag, that will keep my eye on what's going on. But that's at 7:15, so just wait a couple of minutes until that segment goes on. Trox keeps saying, Crops is doing the timeout. Trox, what do you got to say, man?
Just give me a quick 30-second. Now, the reason why I became a Steelers fan as well as my Honolulu blue and silver is, don't y'all remember when they used to black out our games? And instead of giving us no football, they used to give us the Jerome Bettises, all the other former Detroit natives that once was on the yellow and black. There's a little history between, the Steelers and Detroit. Like, where you get, when we got our games shut off, and they gave us football, we got to see Jerome Bettis, Detroit native, pounding guys, wishing that he was on the Honolulu blue and silver. So it's like, that's kind of how I became a Steelers fan. So, I mean, it's all love with Detroit. That's home, baby. That is home.
It's home, Detroit. But huge shout out to Corey Batten for doing the thumbs down. We got Andrew Lunsford with the thumbs down. Love it. Hey, artist formerly known as PC Payload, folks. You don't know this, but Trox is laughing. He says, cut him off, Mike. Hey, I had to do the do. But yes, absolutely. Mike, aren't they all happy? Sure, he did not accept a Lions contract. Yeah, he wasn't going to be a Detroit Lion. But you know what could possibly happen? If you guys get 8 more likes, we can get to 50 likes on this live stream. That would be fan-freaking-tastic. Mark Oram, also about this cornerback position, who's going to win the nickel corner? Do you think Mike Ford or Corn Pop Elder? Who's going to do it, man?
Wow, man, that's a flip a coin situation for me right there. If I was to pick anybody right there, we saw Mike Ford play a little bit of good football last year for us. Corn Elder, he was pretty good as a Miami Hurricane when he was in college. 3rd-round pick, I believe he was. He might be the better overall corner, I would say. Corn Elder, he has a little bit of more versatility to him. So if I was to pick anybody to win this group, that position right there in that nickel slot right there, I think I'd pick Corn Elder, I guess. Even though Mike Ford has done a little bit for us, but I think it's just, man, it's going to be one of those camp battles that we don't really get to see too often unless you're at training camp and unless we hear about it. So, but if I was to pick anybody, I guess it'd be Corn Elder.
Huge shout out to Doug Borman and D. Williams with the thumbs down. I got to do it to you, Trox. I have to do it. I think, you know what, man? I'm going to go on a limb and say Mike Ford wins this bad boy. I've been a Mike Ford fan for a long time. Comes out of nowhere as an undrafted rookie a while ago, a couple years ago, and he's still on this football team. Come on, Mike Ford. Battle it out. You can do it. Antonio Hightower, what do you think about this nickel corner position?
Yeah, I want Mike Ford to win. I think Elder might win. I want Mike Ford to win because I think he has more upside. Not only that, he's younger, and I'm really about the future. And if he can be our future nickel corner, that would really be great for us because he can play. It means he can play inside and outside, and our corner position is pretty weak right now. So anybody that pops is really good for us. But I think Elder might win it, but I want Ford to win it.
Yeah, that's possible. So you're a little bit mixed there. Troxel Sports Streams. This is a hard one because Corn Elder was brought in here. Yes, he was not here to be placed in a microwave and pop. He was here to pop on the field. But you got Mike Ford, and we heard some good stuff about Mr. Ford. What do you think, man?
I like Mike Ford. I mean, he's been here. He knows what the fans expect here. And, I have no problem him learning the system quickly and getting out there and making a name for himself.
Man,
as far as Corn Elder, I mean, he's kind of behind the 8 ball a little bit. He has no real ties to any of these coaches, but he's here as a veteran leader. So, I mean, is it going to be a veteran leader or is it going to be a guy that, has been able to, know what the fans expect? It's do or die here in Detroit. Like, we are so hungry for a Super Bowl or a playoff win or a division title. We haven't won the NFC North. We've won a NFC Central, but we've never won the NFC North. So, I mean, he kind of knows what we expect. So I got full on that, that Mike Ford is going to take his spot.
Okay. I see it. What do you guys think? I like Mike Ford by Doug. Batten says Ford. We got Armac, Corn Pop, Elder. So it's a little bit split here because, hey, it is a very close competition. So this one's going to be a difficult one to say. I'm not going to say I'm Nostradamus or the prophet and I know everything. That's not going to be the case. There's when you call yourself the prophet, you tend to always be the wrong. And that's just one of those things going on for that positional group. What about, could we pick up a free agent right now? We talk about it every week, but we're getting closer to training camp, and free agency is legit at some point. Yeah, I seen an article again by, I think it was Pride Detroit, talking about the competition with Jermar Jefferson. Could there actually be a competition? Could the Lions pick up a running back free agent or a safety? What do you think about that, Antonio Hightower, Lions picking up some help in free agency, and who would you get?
I would love to see the Lions pick up some help in free agency. Who would I get is a really tough thing because I'm really looking for either guys who can contribute or guys who can just be leaders and help our other players. And I'm going to say somebody that nobody's pretty much going to say. I'm going to say bring in Mitchell Schwartz, former right tackle for the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm going to bring him in to mentor Penei Sewell. Penei Sewell, I've had my many criticism with him was they play a lot of good competition, technically needs work, and he's new to the right tackle position. Well, how about to help him transition with the guy who was one of the best right tackles in the league for years, right? I know he has injury problems, but really, and it could help Jared Gofff this year if we really want to see what Jared Gofff could do. You could really help Jared Gofff bringing him in. But mostly I just bring him in to help Sewell with his transition to the NFL because our future is really going to depend on him developing quickly. And I think a guy like Schwartz could really help with that. Doesn't seem to be getting a lot of interest right now. I figured he'd probably been signed by now. Probably wouldn't cost you that much. And hey, maybe he plays good enough. You could just trade him for a good draft pick.
I'm with Eric, man. I'd like to get a Malik Hooker. I'd love to. I'm really concerned about the safety position. I am concerned 100%. To me, that concerns me as well as the linebacking position. It really does. And I would not mind to have some extra depth there just to make sure, what if the team does better than we expect and we start losing games because of one specific player? So that puts a little bit of fear in me about that. So, hey, let's go ahead and go get Malik Hooker. Mark Oram from Orams Forum, we all know you love hookers, but What are other
Yeah.
positions you like?
Wow, there's a lot of positions I like. I'll tell you what.
Got
You know,
him.
that's for a whole other show. But you know, man, like Mike says, I think the safety position is really tough right now. But since you already said it, why not bring somebody in to bring some competition for Jamar Jefferson? You know, this is a 7th round rookie out of Oregon State. That personally, I don't know too much, but I don't really think he's ready just yet, because I think the Todd Gurley chatter was real. I think it was real, and they were talking about bringing in another running back to at least compete with him, or maybe, you know, just learn where Jamar Jefferson can learn off of. They maybe bring in a Duke Johnson. Why not bring in Duke Johnson? That's a guy that I would like to see possibly the Lions bringing in. He could be that number 3 guy. He can catch the ball. He's a good little runner, not bad football player, and he can learn. The rookie can learn off him. So I think the Todd Gurley thing, I think that's losing a little bit of heat right now. I don't know what's going on with him. Latest I heard was Baltimore, but bring in a Duke Johnson so he can just he could be that number 3, and we can have Jamar Jefferson be the future, maybe possibly number 2 or number 3 of this football team. And it's all about learning. And a 7th round rookie, I think him thrown in the mix right away might be a little bit troublesome. So bring in another running back.
Okay. Troxel Sports Streams. What do you think, man? Free agent player out there that the Lions could go ahead and snatch up to really help this team out?
Well, I think there's only one free agent, but I would actually make about 3 moves. There's 2 trades in a free agent. I would go after hardcore, and that is, I know he's not going to be a popular trade acquisition and not from a popular team in Detroit, and that is N'Keal Harry. I'll go and trade a late round draft pick for him. See if, the Patriots want to get rid of him for a late round pick. I would go do that. I would go call the Arizona Cardinals, go get Jordan Hicks, and then I would go pick up Malik Hooker in free agency. And that really would solidify your team in an aspect of, okay, our massive holes are now starting to get filled. And we're able to at least go out there and compete.
Okay, so I see what you're saying. You're saying pretty much do a whole lot still. I'm in more of the camp of letting you guys know it's your time to run the show. So make sure if you want your question answered, do a hashtag in front of it. Again, that's how I see it in my queue. So do a hashtag ISN, hashtag Lions, hashtag OnePride, hashtag with the words hashtag. I don't care, but that just lets me know that you're asking a question, and I can make sure that I can go ahead and we can answer. Now, if you want to ask us individually, that's perfectly fine. If you want to ask Mark Orem from Orem's Forum, if you want to ask Antonio Hightower and Troxel Sports Streams, let us know, and we will get into it. Mark Orem, what do you think about Eric Reed and or Le'Veon Bell for a free agent pickup?
Eric Reed wouldn't be too bad. We need some help on the defensive side there. He's a good player. Le'Veon Bell, I'm not too keen on. I think he's a bit of a cancer. I'm not sure what this guy is thinking sometimes with his comments coming out and bashing Andy Reid. I think was a little strange by him. I still think he's probably a pretty good running back, but he's going to come here, man. He's not going to steal. I wouldn't think he's going to steal any carries at this point in his career from DeAndre Swift or Jamal Williams. And I think it'd be nothing but problems. So I'd steer clear of a guy like Le'Veon Bell, even though I think he probably might have a little bit of gas in the tank. I just don't think he would even want to come here, and it would be a mess. But an Eric Reed I could get on board with for sure.
And I'm going to throw this one. It's not really a question. It's more of a want. Jenkins would like to get Jordan Hicks. Now, if you know Troxel Sports Stream, he also does the Arizona Cardinals, just like nearly, every other football team. What do you think about Jordan Hicks?
Hey, that dude led the team in tackles last year, and he is available. He got granted permission to seek a trade for one of their better tacklers on that franchise, and we can possibly go make I would go as high as a 5th round pick. Give him a fifth round pick, get me Jordan Hicks, and what is he going to bring? He's going to bring stopping the run. What do we always preach here on, Detroit Lions Talk with Mike or Mike and in Infinite Sports Network? In order to win, you got to run the football, stop the run, play sound defense, and discipline football. You do those 4 things, I guarantee you're going to be playing later on in January and possibly even into February.
Can you talk about running the football? Because you talk about this quite a bit, the importance of that.
It is a huge importance to the game. I was telling the fellas off air, I want to say a couple days ago, I said, everybody wants to talk about this. It's a passing league. It's a passing league. Okay, if it's such a passing league, how come nobody's ever broke the 22,000 yards that Jerry Rice has? If it's such a passing league, in order to run the football, and you see a lot of your Super Bowl contenders, what are they known for? You see the Kansas City Chiefs. They have weapons to throw it, but what are they known for? They're known for running the football. They went and spent what was it, the 29th or 30th overall pick or 32nd overall pick last year on Clyde Edwards-Helaire. They're dedicated to running the football. And what do? They have been in back-to-back Super Bowls. It is vital to it is vital to run the football and start winning games, because not only does it help your receivers get a couple breaks here and there, it helps your quarterback not take so many hits. It helps your entire franchise on the offensive side of that ball just have a breath of fresh air for a second. And we know the game of football in the National Football League, it's a game of inches. And if that helps them save that 1 inch, then guess what? It's going to not like
you already know.
I'm giving her a D, man, a strong D.
Come on, man.
Woo!
God, you have to kill me here, folks. Here we go, Troxel Sports Streams, man. Yeah, you can't even.
It's super vital though.
It's definitely vital. It's definitely a game of inches. Mark Orem, are you worried about the kicker situation for the Detroit Lions?
How many inches? The kicker situation, no, I'm not. No, you know what, man? I'm not really too worried about this kicking situation. We got Randy Bullock on the squad now. He's about an 83% kicker for field goals his whole career. He's not one of the best kickers in the league by any stretch, but man, he's managed to keep himself on an NFL roster for as long as he's played, 9-10 years or something like that. He's been around. So 83% guy. You know what? I'm okay with that right now. But if Matthew Wright, the other guy, comes in and can be and he can kick strong and he can be accurate, we need the accuracy. And if he has a better leg, then you go with the young guy. He did well in Pittsburgh when he was there for the short sample size that he was there, and I think he went perfect last year. Only a few kicks, so he can come in and he can beat out Randy Bullock. He's going to have to probably kick some bombs to do so.
All right. If you had a chance to trade a good recent draft pick for a better one, who would you choose? Drafting Lamar instead of Frank Ragnow or drafting Chris Jones instead of Decker? What would you do there, Antonio Hightower?
So let me get this little disclaimer before I say this.
Uh-oh.
I like TJ Hawkinson. Love TJ coming out the draft. And I always felt like TJ was the pick coming out the draft. But if I got a chance to go back and get Brian Burns instead of letting him get to Carolina, oh, you best believe I'm doing that. That man is a monster, super athletic. He was giving Decker to work when he played the Lions. Decker was having a hard time trying to stop that guy because he is just insanely athletic. It's just crazy how athletic he is. got long arms, just hard for guys to stop him. That guy's going to be an elite pass rusher. That guy, he's already getting better and better. As long as you stay healthy, it's going to be an elite pass rusher.
Ote Champ, welcome back, man. He was one of my loyal subscribers. Appreciate you coming back. He said, I haven't recovered since the Saints game. Yeah, some of the fans are like that, man. You lose, and it's like, I can't even look at a football. Hashtag ISN Trox. Should we watch you burn your puke yellow terrible towel on live stream to prove that silver and blue loyalty?
No.
Yes.
No. And
Yes.
no. Jerome Bettis.
No.
Jerome Bettis.
No.
Hall of Famer. A Hall of Famer. Wore yellow and silver. Or yellow and black. And came from the great state of Michigan.
Let's just go ahead and jump to Micro Mike here. What do you think about Bubba Baker being recognized for his 23 sacks in 1978? Sacks were not counted 1982 by the NFL. I loved it, man. You know, shout out to Bubba there for getting it done. Congratulations, man. I know he was in tears. Woo! Awesome, awesome to see that. Mark, you're one of the older guys on here. Explain what you think about this and what it means for him as well as the Lions.
I think it's phenomenal for Bubba Baker to get recognized like that. I remember when I was a kid, man, and he came on the scene. I was young. I was really young. I was about 6, 7 years old, but I still remember him a couple years later being one of my favorite players, especially in those 80, 81, and then they let go of him, I think, in 82 or 83. I forget when they didn't re-sign him, but he was a man that was a man possessed out there, and he was a great football player, and for him to get recognized is absolutely it's great for the organization too as well. And like you said, Mike, he was very tearful. He was emotional when he found out the news, and that's just great, man. And I still wonder to this day why the organization did not re-sign him and let him go to the St. Louis Rams. I'll never understand it. In the short time he was here for Cincinnati, for 4 or 5 years, he had like 75 sacks. That's what he pretty much had.
The face.
And they let him walk out the door. They let him walk out the door. And he was one of the first guys on the silver line rush, man. He was one of the originals. So that he was a true beast, man. He was a true beast, and it's a proud moment for Lions fans and that organization.
Hashtag 60 Silver Rush. Hey, that's facts. Go Lions, been a subscriber forever on my channel. What's going on, Go Lions? Is also a member. Hey, if you want to become a member, hit that join button. You become a member, and, that'd be fantastic, gracious. Also, make sure you subscribe to everybody on the panel, everybody in ISN here. Mark Orem, he doesn't do just Detroit Lions content. He does Tigers. He does hockey. He does MLB itself. And you got Troxel Sports Streams, who does every stream. So if you want your fix in, these guys will do it. I'm going to throw this one to Trox. Would you trade Bryant for Harrison, Cleveland?
Quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Okay.
Quick, fast, and in a hurry. Well, for one, Austin Bryant has been absolutely MIA. So getting rid of him for somebody that's actually produced in the National Football League, absolutely. Mm-hmm. And Rodney Harrison, the safety out of Cleveland, former Jacksonville Jaguar, absolutely. I would definitely make that move about 10 minutes ago. So, yeah, I would definitely do that. He's, what have we just talked about today on the show? Our biggest weakness is obviously the wide receiver and linebacker, but outside of that, it's the safety position. So if you could get a guy that's, let's see, has just won a playoff game, beat my Pittsburgh Steelers, by the way, and that came to the Troxburg, the birth of Troxburg, and and to get him here to Detroit and solidify that safety position in the safety core, absolutely. He's still relatively young.
Hey, with you, man. I got a good question here from Prince Vegeta. What throwback helmet will the Lions use? I don't know what they're going to use, but I could tell you some I'd love to see. I love the 90s helmet. I was just watching some Barry Sanders clips, and I'm like, man, I do like that throwback uniform, that old school. But you want to know I'd really like? The very old logo of the Lions, man. It's the one that across. I would love to see that. I don't think I've ever seen that on a uniform. What do you think, Antonio Hightower? What throwback would you like the Lions to use?
I don't know much about throwback helmets.
Okay,
throwback uniforms. I was about to say throwback uniforms. Got to go with the '90s one, man. It's probably my favorite, the old throwback '91. Or depends how old you think throwback is. Really,
1957.
This is kind of bring back the oldest Lions uniform possible.
Like I said,
remind us that we used to be winning. Remind us that we used to be winning.
What do you guys think the chances that we don't make any significant signings or trades until closer to the trade deadline at all? I actually don't think we're going to make significant trades, and I don't think we're going to make significant free agent acquisitions. I truly don't. And I know that sounds like it sucks, but this team is a rebuild mode. Now, if we do a trade before the trade deadline, maybe Tyrell Crosby gets traded out. I just don't see. I know. Hey, look, you know I like my Oregon Duck. Okay, 5th-round draft pick,
swing tackle.
That is what I would suggest, is what they would do. What I would do, I'd try to get Hicks. That's what I would try to do. But that's just me, Mark. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to do any significant signings or trades. There's nobody really out there that's as significant. Like, there's a Malik Hooker out there. There's a couple of guys out there. There's some running backs, stuff like that. But trading, I think, is definitely out of the question. I don't think these guys want to lose any draft capital for 2022. I can't really see Brad Holmes making a big trade. Not in a rebuild. This is whatever you want to call this, a rebuild, a build, a retool, whatever we're going to call this. I don't think Brad Holmes is getting rid of any draft capital right now. So you might see a guy that gets cut, during training camp, preseason. You might see a couple players that are probably going to get cut more than likely from NFL teams, and maybe we'll sign a guy or two like that. But it's going to be on a cheap, prove-it, one-year deal for those types of players. But, we're not making any big moves.
What moves I'd love to see, man? I'd love to see you guys hit that like button. Let's get to 75 likes on this stream. We got 91 watching, 58 likes. I think you can do it. It's free to do so, and that's how you push that content out there. Trox still loves Scary Terry since Seattle cut him?
He got a lot of shoes, a lot of issues. And yeah, he's under some murder charges, so I'm staying away from that kid.
A lot of stuff happened in Seattle. My God, man.
He has some red flags coming out the draft. I think he got kicked off the team at Florida State. So it's not new.
And again. Do you think wide receiver Khalif Raymond be the 4th or 5th receiver this year, Antonio Hightower?
Sadly, the answer is probably yes. Wide receiver core. I mean, who's really going to start over him? I mean, Terrell Williams, St. Brown, and Cephas. Those are the clear-cut top 3. I don't see why he couldn't be number 5. Number 4, number 5. There's really nobody else for him to beat out. Sadly, the answer to that question is probably yes, even though he shouldn't be. But our wide receiver core is that bad.
If you guys have not asked a question, just do a hashtag. I see some people jumping in now. Hashtag Lions, hashtag ISN, hashtag whatever, even Mark Orem. And this question's going to him. Do you think we can get Melvin Gordon with his connection to our offensive coordinator, Anthony Lynn?
Ooh, Eric Minion Sr. I don't know. I'm not even sure why you would even want him on this team right now. I think our running back situation really shouldn't be touched. I like DeAndre Swift and Jamal Williams, I think, is going to be a really nice combo, and I'm willing to give the kid, I guess, a shot as the number 3 in Jefferson. If you bring over a Melvin Gordon over here, you're going to have to like you're going to have to trade for him. I think you have to trade for him. You got to probably give up some capital for him. And where are you going to fit him? Like where are you really going to fit him? I know he's a good running back and all and stuff like that, but I say no, man. The connection's there, but I say no. And don't forget, Anthony Lynn benched him as a San Diego Charger or the LA Charger. He benched him for the little dude. I can't even remember his name. So I'm not sure how much of a good relationship they have. I'm sure it's not scattered or it's a bad one or anything like that. But I'm not trading for him. No.
Antonio Hightower, any other wide receivers that are cut the Lions could pick up from Alec G?
I don't know if there's any we can really specific ones we could see getting cut. Although a wide receiver situation to keep an eye on would be Washington. Washington has a lot of deep. Their wide receiver core is pretty deep. There's a lot of good, nice, young wide receivers. So there's going to be a few guys that might get cut. Maybe an Antonio Gandy Golden, maybe a Cam Sims. I don't know if any specific linebacker and wide receivers we'll see getting cut, but that's a wide receiver situation that I would keep an eye on for some cuts that the Lions can pick up.
What do you think about trading for Odell Beckham Jr.? I'll jump on this one. No, I'm not in the camp right now of making significant trades. I think it's really important for the Detroit Lions right now to save their draft capital. And if we are going to make a big trade, I would rather be in a position of the linebacker position. I just think it'd be a little bit too much right now to get an Odell Beckham Jr. And we need our seconds and our third-round draft picks. We truly do, because this team needs to build through the draft. And that is the correct way to do things. Sometimes, you can get a little bit better with that Band-Aid, but I would rather just go ahead and embrace the suck and start dominating for years to come. And I just always believed that is the best way to go. Are there any decent slot receivers we can get? Well, you talk, I guess, Danny Amendola. He's still on the market. He's a former Detroit Lion. Not really right now. I think we're pretty good, actually, with slot. You have probably Quintez Cephas and Amon-Ra St. Brown battling out. Maybe a Khalif Raymond jump in there. But I think we're really in need of a number one. That's kind of what we're in need of. We got a question here. Injuries. Always hate injuries, but it happens. Do you trust your depth? And what position makes you nervous with the lack of depth? Oh, injuries always. Injuries always scare me, Troxel Sports Talk. From Jorge, what do you think about this?
Absolutely. I hate injuries as well. Obviously, if you follow my live streams, anytime there's somebody that goes down, I always, wish them a Godspeed recovery. As the latest one, a Kawhi Leonard, Godspeed recovery. But the one position that scares me, if depth gets even more scarce, is that linebacking position. With wide receiver, we don't have a whole lot of top talent, but we got talent there. With the linebackers, I mean, if say Jamie Collins goes down, who do we have? A Jelani Tavai, who else is over there? Alex Anzalone. Alex Anzalone is going to be just solid at best. So for me, it's that linebacking core. If we sustain a significant injury to the linebacking core, I think we're dead in the water.
Yeah, that just the same with wide receiver, man. Our depth there. But we still got some guys there. We took chances on some players who have injury history in Tyrell Williams, so it's a worrisome.
Brashard Perriman.
Yeah, Brashard Perriman. Hopefully he can catch a football. That's the big important part for him. Hold on to that thing.
Right route.
What's
Throw
that,
a little bit of
Antonio
stick 'em
Hightower?
on there.
I said, or run the right route.
Run the right route. That's always
Yeah.
good. Run.
That's
the
always
right
a good
route.
thing.
Do you think Aaron
That's always-
Rodgers causes more drama than the Kardashians? Ooh, that's a tough question. That's real tough, Mark. Is this even possible to answer right now? I'm having a hard time with this one.
Yeah, that's a tough one, man. But you know what? He causes a lot of drama. He's a me type guy. I don't know what type of game this guy's playing, man. I think he's just bitter. I honestly don't think he gets along with his coach. I know he doesn't get along with some of the front office guys. He wants guys like Mark Murphy, and I think that Gutekunst guy, whatever his name, I can't even pronounce his last name. Their GM and their president over there, that he wants them gone. A couple guys he doesn't get along with, so he just likes to cause drama. I just think he's a guy that he's a me first type guy. I think he's always been like this, and he's just the most annoying human being ever. I want him out of the NFL, man. I can't stand to look at him. I can't stand his interviews. His personality. It rubs me the wrong way.
Yeah, he definitely rubs a lot of people the wrong way for sure. And we're not talking about Deshaun Watson type of rubbing. We're talking about just the way that personalities are. Prince Vegeta says, thoughts on last year's Lions first-round draft pick? I already know what you think about this because you already know what I think about this. But what do you think, Trox?
Hey, I've been screaming for him since I was covering the Ohio State Buckeyes in live streams. I said he has the potential to be a top corner in this league. And when we were going to miss out on Chase Young, I said we have got to be all in on on Jeff Okudah, because you lost your starting guy in Darius Slay, your quote-unquote number one, so you got to fill it some way. And I knew without a shadow of a doubt that Desmond Trufant was not the guy. I mean, the guy can't even A, stay healthy, and B, cover looking at his coverage guy. He has to literally start with his back turned to his receiver to try to maintain position with them. Nah. I mean, but real talk, I would have loved Justin Herbert on that number 3 pick, but I understood the Jeff Okudah, and Jeff Okudah was at that moment the right pick.
Corey says, do not want to trade Crosby, but if they do, what do you think you can get for them, Antonio Hightower?
Maybe a 4th or a 5th. Here's the problem with Crosby. A, 1 year left on his contract. B, you let it known that that you're gonna trade him. So even if you don't trade him, he's gonna leave no matter what. So you already lowered his value. I never understood, if you was gonna draft Sewell the whole time, why not trade Crosby before the draft, before some teams address some of the offensive line needs?
I don't think they thought he'd be there.
When his value was higher? I mean, I never understood that, because I was like, if you're going to draft Sewell, then trade Crosby before the draft, because you already know you're not going to bring.
But I don't think they thought they were going to get Sewell. I mean, the reaction they had was like, holy smokes, we got him. Like, I don't know if they really thought they were going to get him.
I know they think they weren't going to get Sewell, but I think in my mind it's pretty obvious they were going to get Sewell, because we knew the Falcons were probably going to go Pitts. The Bengals have been showing increasing interest in Jamar Chase for weeks. And we had been hearing reports for months that the Dolphins didn't really like Sewell. And if anything, they probably preferred Slater. So in my opinion, it was pretty much a guarantee that he was going to be there. And even if he wasn't going to be there, they were still going to draft a right tackle most likely anyway for the future. So I still say, and even if they didn't think he was going to get Sewell, then why not trade him after the first round? Try to feud offers after the first round before teams start addressing their needs in the second, third, in the day
Terrell
3.
Crosby a good player? I don't want him to be traded.
But I do.
Yeah.
I agree. He is a good player.
I don't
but
either.
He's not gonna come back.
Yeah, he's not going to be. Definitely doesn't look like he's coming back.
Hey, for a first-round draft pick, that's the only way I'm trading Terrell Crosby.
Golly, man.
Hey, I'm telling you.
Come
Hey,
on,
you
man.
I
don't.
know, come
No,
on.
I'm
Bro.
dead serious. I'm dead serious. No, I'm dead serious. Why? No, you know why?
If we hit up the top
Because
of the
you
Texans,
don't give away top tier talent. He has some top tier talent. He
Not a
just got to play
first-round
more.
I don't know
draft
if
pick,
he's.
man.
I'm not
Get
sure
him
if
to
he's
Seattle.
top tier
They make
talent.
horrible trades all the time.
Hey,
I'll
I
take
am not
25
giving
first-round draft picks
top
for him.
tier
Doesn't mean-
offensive
Got him for a
line.
5th round pick. He took him
Hey,
in
I
the
don't
5th
care where we
round.
got him at. I don't care
Hey,
where we got him
no.
at. What has he produced in the
But-
National Football
But
League?
he's
The dude's
he's
the best
never,
swing
he's never-
tackle.
yeah, but bro, he's never proven that he's a 1st round tackle. He's never proven that.
Hey,
Come on, dude.
what
He's had
happened?
some
What
good
happened at the
games.
right tackle? What happened at right tackle this past season? He was one of our better offensive linemen.
That's well. He was whoa. He was better on the right side.
Yeah.
The right side.
that's
I
what
could
I'm
have been
saying.
the right tackle. I could have played right tackle on the right side, bro. And
Yeah, but I mean, you got some. You had some top tier. You had some top tier talent at that at the right edge coming after him. So I mean, he's not no
100%.
slouch.
I didn't say he was a slouch, man. But first round
yeah, I
pick,
know.
you're gonna get the phone hung up on you. The phone is getting hung up on you.
Well, I'm not trading him.
What you do is
I'm not
Well, then you're
trading
gonna
him.
lose
That's
him.
the whole point. That's the
Yeah,
whole
but you're
point.
gonna
I'm
lose
not
him.
trading him.
Yeah,
I'm
but
not
you're gonna
losing
lose
him
at the
either.
end of the year.
I'm gonna-
You're letting him walk.
Hey,
You're letting him walk.
hey,
Then
I'm
He's
not letting
gonna
him walk
resign
because
here.
guess what? At
You're
the
gonna
end of
resign
the
him for
day,
how much?
hey,
He's
I'd
not
be
gonna
like,
get
you
resign
take your,
re-signed,
bro,
man.
bro.
We got Decker and Sewell. He's not getting
You're
re-signed.
yeah,
already
but
saying
who's after
you're
that?
saying he's
Who's
first round
after that?
talent.
You got Matt
Honestly,
Nelson. Who is
You're
Matt
saying he's
Nelson?
1st round talent, though, bro. You're saying he's 1st round talent. Then you're going to say you're not going to trade him, and then we already have Decker and Sewell.
Matt Nelson?
What are you gonna pay Tyrell Crosby?
Okay, what
You're not gonna
happens
give him
if-
1st round money? You're not going to give him
Okay.
top right tackle money or swing
Well,
tackle money,
probably
whatever
not.
it is.
Probably not, but I mean, I'm still
No.
going to pay him a decent amount to stay here because guess what? If Decker or Sewell goes down, who do you have? You got Matt Nelson or Dan Skipper. What?
I get it. I do understand that.
I want my.
I get
I want talent.
I get that part of it. I get that
Honestly.
part of it, man. But he doesn't want to stay here. There's no way now. Like Antonio said, they've already put it out there that they wanted to get rid of him. You know what I mean? That they wanted to trade him. And for
Yeah,
some reason they didn't. They probably couldn't find a suitor. They couldn't find whatever. They couldn't find a deal. He is one of the better swing tackles in the NFL. I will give you that. But now he's just going to walk, and you're not going to get nothing for him. And that kind of sucks.
Hey,
You know what I mean?
Mark, do you think KJ Wright would be a
I feel
good
you.
linebacker signing?
Yeah, I like KJ Wright, man. He's a good been in the NFL for a while, though. He's a little bit old in the tooth, man. He's up there in age, but he's a good linebacker, man. He's a guy that can even get to the quarterback. He can play some coverage for you.
What do you think
I
about
like KJ
Ingram,
Wright, man.
linebacker? We're going to do it. I got to fast a little bit because there's a lot of
Ingram.
questions. What do you think about Ingram?
I love you, Trucks.
What do you think about
I like
Broncos comparing Campbell to McVay? Antonio
Hey.
Hightower.
You gotta. Can we calm down a little bit? You know, let's chill. I be hyping of these too much, man. Just coaches and players, man. I remember when we drafted Swift, they see the next Barry Sanders. I'm like, can we calm down, man?
Amir Abdullah was supposably the
You
next
compare-
Barry Sanders. He's
Yeah, I
actually
remember
the
that.
really
He was nice.
He was actually like the
He
next
was nice until he got injured.
Kevin Jones
Until
or
he got
something.
injured. He was nice till he,
He
got
was,
injured.
and
But
then
listen, yeah.
he was Fumdullah.
Yep. And he killed us with Minnesota on that kick return.
Mm-hmm.
Amani O and Okuda needs time. Will Quentin Dunbar be the #1 cornerback this year, Mark Orem?
I don't think Quentin Dunbar will be the #1 quarterback. I think it's Okuda's to lose right now. But don't sleep on Dunbar to take Oruwariye's spot. When Dunbar is healthy, he's good.
Next year, Josh Rosen's free agent at 25 and roughly $1.75 million a year. Is he worth a roster spot, Trucks?
I would take a flyer. I mean, he beats out Boyle and Blau. I would take a flyer.
Don't even.
You know, at
Don't-
least
don't
even
do
for
that.
a camp. You know, even for just a camp body, I would take a flyer on him.
Do you
Campbell,
think
don't
that
do
Don Muhlbach should retire or even make the team? He's never retiring. This guy is going to death
Never.
taxes. Don Muhlbach. This guy he's still one of the best. Hey, he's still one of the
They
best
tried
in
to
his
drag this
position.
replacement. They tried to drag this
Yeah.
replacement, and they couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
They
We got
signed
Cy
supposedly his
laughing.
replacement
What's up,
this
Cy?
year.
You need to get up on here, Cy. What is going on with you? You started out like a strong D. Hashtag keep, trade, cut, hand, Pennicini, or Bryant. Okay, this is
That's
man.
easy.
C does this stuff all the time. Hand,
This is easy.
I would keep. Pennicini, I would. Dang, man, why you gotta do this? Trade and then Bryant, I'm cutting him. What do you think, Mark?
I'm gonna cut Deshaun Hand.
Okay.
Trade Bryant. Keep Pennicini.
Okay, Trox.
I would keep Hand, trade Pennicini, and cut Austin Bryant.
Use my strong hand. What about you, Antonio Hightower? Yeah, yep.
Bryant cut Penny.
For sure.
Hashtag Lions, this team's so good as is, they may never lose again. Man, I miss the 90s.
Oh, jeez.
I love the enthusiasm, man. Hashtag OnePride or don't ride. Is anyone worried about their kneecaps? No?
Yeah, I am because I'm
If
old. I am because I'm old.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you are.
Campbell can
up
have my
there.
kneecap. Campbell can have my kneecap. My kneecap already run. No, you're right. You can have it.
That's not good. You're young, buddy.
as long as you're
Maybe
a
give the
Lions
carry
fan.
on.
You're going to basic training, man. You can't be having bad kneecaps right now.
Give
Send
it
you
to
right back
Carry-On
home,
Johnson.
won't they?
You got to
Carry-On
use those
Johnson.
knees and to help some of that pressure when you throw some fireman's carry and some soldiers on your shoulder.
Oh yeah, we went. Oh man.
Wait, we got
Let it
Cy
drill.
saying, whoa, my thing's going jacked up here. Austin Bryant, yes, goodbye, Austin Bryant. I don't know what's going on. There we go. My mouse was going crazy. Yes, goodbye, Austin Bryant. Yeah, and
No.
yes,
No.
I know. Mark Orem from Orem's Forum's a big Austin Bryant fan. But you want to know who else is a big Austin Bryant fan, Mark?
Austin Bryant himself?
The injured reserve is a big fan of
Yes.
Austin Bryant.
He is. I know. They're like two peas in a pod. They get along very well.
Facts.
Would you trade for Deshaun Watson? If yes, what would you
God.
trade? Antonio Hightower.
I'll get him a 7th-round pick and a shiny nickel. Listen, that man's trade value is in the dumpster right now. That man's trade value is currently unknown, literally an unknown. He will probably play football again, but we don't know when. We don't know what's going on with his case. I ain't heard news about his case in a while. Who knows? Maybe he gets settled out of court. Maybe so he just don't have to deal with it at all. Who knows what's going on with that? And the Texans, I don't know. Then you got to consider his contract. Then would he even want to play for your team if you get traded to the Lions? Is he lazy? Just gonna be like, no, just trade me again? Or is he? Man, it's that situation is just so complicated. Maybe it would be easier to discuss this in like a year when we find out a lot more things. But currently, it's so much unknown that it's not worth it.
Good question here. I'm going to throw this to Mark Orem from Jason Adams. Do you feel that all picks this year are going to make the team?
Yeah, I do. I don't think anybody's going to get cut from any of these picks. We don't really have that luxury, I think, of dropping any draft picks that we picked up this year. So I think every single one of them, man, all six of them we picked up, I believe, 6 or 7 guys. I think every single one of them are going to make the team in one way or the other, for sure.
What happens more, Lions wins or Dan Campbell biting kneecap? I'll say Dan Campbell biting off that kneecap. That will happen more. Let's see here. Took the day off, guys. I will be at camp August 6th. Can't wait to meet you guys. Yes, we will be at camp August 6th. So if you are going to go to training camp, Troxel Sports, the Gridiron Blitz, myself, and hopefully Mark Orem from Orem's Forum, potentially, they just got to open up the borders, will be at training camp. Make sure you show up. Say what's up to the fellas. We're going to say here we just talked Detroit Lions, man, having a good time, watching the new regime, watching the new players that we got. So, hey, if you want to chat it up, make sure you come up and shoot the S with us folks. Hashtag ISN from Cy the Great. What's up with the potential acquisition of N'Keal Harry? Any more buzz out there? Not no more. It's been a little bit quiet there about N'Keal Harry. I got a feeling, though, that this guy will probably end up being released. What do you think about that?
I would take a flyer on him.
Take a flyer on him?
Yeah, I think he's getting cut too, Mike. I have a feeling he's going to get cut, man. I don't know if anybody's going to give up any draft capital for this kid right now. I'm not too sure, man. If the Patriots couldn't get him going with Tom Brady, you know what I mean? I don't know. He did have some injuries. He's got good size on him, but, maybe someone will take a flyer and give up a 6th or a 7th.
Cy says, man, you got to kill us with these questions here. He says, who is your least favorite draft pick from this year's crop? Ooh, Antonio Hightower, since you're the negative one most of the time, this one shouldn't be too hard for you. Who's your least favorite player in this draft?
This is actually kind of tough.
Ooh,
because it's really
wow.
between. I guess I go with Melifonwu. Sewell is probably my number 2. Although it's not a dislike of Sewell, it's just a dislike of the situation with Sewell. But I'm about to go with Melifonwu, I guess, because I love me some McNeil and Levi. I also like the Barnes, and I like Jefferson too. So I gotta go with Melifonwu. And I don't even dislike Melifonwu. It's just that he's pretty raw currently. He has all the physical tools you want. Other than he's kind of stiff, but he's like a corner, so that don't really it's not a huge problem. But he's just kind of raw right now. It doesn't really have any of the instincts. It's not really that physical or anything. He doesn't really use his length or his size like he should. It's very as a prospect. I guess I just go Melifonwu, but I didn't really even dislike the Melifonwu pick. But
good
I
draft,
guess he would be
thought.
my least favorite draft pick.
Folks, it is that time where we're going to go ahead and end the show and say goodbye. Appreciate everyone stopping in. And make sure you guys, on the way out, smash that like button. Again, I'd love to get to 75 likes. We're at 72 right now. And make sure you subscribe to everybody on the channel. And individually, I'm going to let them say adios. Mark Orem, what do you got to say to the folks out there?
Thanks a lot, Mike. Thanks for having me. Thanks a lot, Trox. Thanks, Antonio. Don't forget to subscribe to these guys on our panel in the chat, man. These guys are great out there. Thank you to everybody in the chat. See you on Orem's Den every Tuesday at 6:30, and I'm dropping some videos. I just dropped the Jelani Tavai video. Thanks a lot, guys. I'm out, man.
Antonio Hightower, what do you got to say to the folks? We close this bad boy down.
It's been great with you guys this week. Talking crap about some of my favorite guys to talk about. It's great being out here. I guess I've started making videos. I get my my crazy side a little bit more, recently. I guess subscribe to my channel.
Troxel Sports Streams. Folks, if you don't know Troxel Sports Stream, you're crazy. The dude's doing crazy, crazy streams all the time. What do you got to say to the folks when we close this one out?
Well, for everybody that has been out to Troxel Sports Streams for obviously these watch parties and game audio and play-by-plays, I appreciate you guys. We will be on Saturday for game number 5 on 7/17. And that is actually the 1-year anniversary of the Infinite Sports Network's YouTube channel. Definitely check it out. We are trying to get to 2,000 subscribers over there. We are about 30 away from reaching that goal. So if you guys can go over there and subscribe to that channel, it'd be greatly appreciated. We drop content over there every single day. So, there's content of all different sports, all different teams. And, we definitely appreciate each and every single one of you. With that being said, love you all. Let's get Mike to that 75. But with that being said, have a nice day. And
I had no idea, folks, that I had a super sticker. It did not pop up. $2.99 from Cy Gray. man, I appreciate it. Totally apologize for it. I got to look at my other screen there. Appreciate you, Gray, for dropping that $2.99 super sticker, as well as Royal Kush dropping that as well. Truly appreciate it. Man, I really apologize. I just seen it right now as I was closing this thing out. You guys are MVP, and I really, really appreciate that. So you guys, man, sorry about that. I'll make sure that gets squared away so that doesn't happen again. With that said, folks, I'm going to leave you with this one.